Hello students, welcome back to my channel. I am here with a new video, types of asexual reproduction. As we have done in our previous video, the introduction of reproduction, we have done that asexual reproduction is uniparental, means only one parent is involved for this asexual reproduction. In this video, we will see how the asexual reproduction is taking place by various methods in simple organisms. So, first of all, the asexual reproduction type of reproduction is fission. Fission means the division of cell. The cell is simply dividing, and how many parts the cell is dividing, basing on the basis of that, we can divide the fission into two parts: binary fission and multiple fission. Binary fission, we can take the example of amoeba. In amoeba, the organism simply dividing into two halves. Suppose this is a amoeba and it is dividing into two halves. Dividing into two halves, it has given rise to these two cells. These two cells will grow and they will further divide, same by binary fission, and will give rise to two more daughter cells or daughter amoebae. So, simply in binary fission, the cell or amoeba is dividing into two parts, giving rise to two daughter cells. The organisms dividing by binary fissions are considered immortal. Immortal means they never die. Because, and that's too naturally, because if accidentally if you crush the amoeba, it will die, simple, it will die. But during the binary fission, it is simply dividing into two halves. These two halves are further dividing, means it's never dying. So, they are considered immortal, right? Then, we will start with the multiple fission. Second type is our multiple fission. So, in multiple fission, we can take the example of Plasmodium. Here, the parent cell is dividing into many nuclei and the cytoplasm gets collected around these nuclei, giving rise to many cells. So, these many cells, after this, the parent organism gets ruptured and these all cells will come out, and when they fall on the suitable location, they will develop to give rise to new organism. In this fission, multiple fission, many cells or many organisms are formed. So that is why we have called it as multiple fission. So example here is Plasmodium. Number 2 is budding. As you all know, what is bud? An organism, if dividing by bud, is known as budding, the type of asexual reproduction. Bud means a outgrowth on the body of organism. Suppose this is an organism. For example, if I take, suppose this is yeast. On the body of yeast, a simple an outgrowth is formed. This outgrowth is known as bud. This outgrowth is known as bud. It has special kinds of cell which can give rise to a complete organism. This bud, after growing, it will fall on the surface and will give rise to a complete organism. As this bud is growing outside the body, it is known as exogenous budding. Similar, we can take this budding in Hydra also. Hydra, as you all know, this is a having tentacles, and a bud, a little small bud is growing on the body of Hydra. This bud will detach itself after growing and will fall on the new substratum or the new location and will give rise to a complete organism. Simple. So, there is just a outgrowth which is giving rise to a complete organism. And if the bud is formed inside the body of organism, then it is known as endogenous bud. In endogenous budding, we can take the example of Spongilla. Spongilla is a fresh water sponge. Fresh water sponge. As you all know, suppose this is the fresh water sponge and this is its wall. Inside the body, there grows so many buds. And as you all know, it has the porous body. Porifera, they belong to the phylum Porifera. porifera, and they are having pores bearing animals, organisms. So these birds, if I take, these birds are known as gammules, and these are endogenous birds because these birds are growing inside the body. And if I take a bird, means if I take a gammule, it will look like this is the round mass of cells filled with so many cells, and around this mass of cells is a gelatinous covering. This is mass of cells. These mass of cells, they are known as archeocytes, and around these mass of cells there is a gelatinous covering for protecting it from the outer atmosphere so that it may not dry up. So there is a gelatinous covering, and in this gelatinous covering there are spicules, silicate spicules, calcium silicate spicules. These spicules are also meant for protection, and on outer side there is an opening through which these cells will come. This is known as micropylar end, and these cells are known as archeocytes. These are spicules, and this is a gelatinous covering. This end is known as micropylar end. And when these cells, archeocytes, have to come out, these gammules, when after coming from the body, out from the body of Spongilla, they will fall at a suitable location and will fix itself through this micropylar end to the substratum, and these archeocytes will come out and they will give rise to new structure or new organism. So in freshwater sponge, we can take the example of, we can see the example of endogenous budding. Endogenous means the bud is formed inside the body. Okay, this is about budding. After that, let us see fragmentation. As you all can understand, fragmentation simply means the organism is dividing into fragments. Here we can take the example of Spirogyra, a green alga. Suppose this is a green alga and these are its cells, and these cells will divide into fragments, and these fragments will give rise to complete organism. So simple, it's a very simple method of fragmentation. Only the organism is undergoing fragmentation, means dividing into several parts, and will give rise to complete organism. This is the example in plants. And if I take the fragmentation in animals, we have the best example of Planaria. As you know, Planaria is a platyhelminthes, and in platyhelminthes phylum, this Planaria you must have heard in 10th class also. This chapter is also included in our 10th class. That Planaria, if we crush into a very small piece, this small fragment of Planaria can give rise to complete organism, right? So we can see how simple this fragmentation or budding and fission. It means asexual reproduction is a very simple process of reproduction. After that, we can go through this spore formation. What are spores? Spores are the tiny structures which are meant for the asexual reproduction to survive the organism in unfavorable conditions. Till the favorable conditions are approached, some special cells which can give rise to complete organism, they remain in the spore form. So we have various kinds of, these are the special structure. If I talk about zoospore means motile spore. Zoospore means motile spore. And in zoospore, we can take the example of Chlamydomonas. We can take the example of Chlamydomonas. In Chlamydomonas, these are the small structures which are bearing flagella like structures. They are released from the body of the parent Chlamydomonas, and it will give rise to, wherever it falls, it will give rise to complete organism after the reach of the favorable conditions. And here we can also take some special structure, conidia also. Conidia are the chain of spores. Conidia formation we can see in fungus Penicillium. Penicillium is a multicellular fungus, and here there grows the chain of conidia. These are the chain of conidia. So these are known as conidiospore or conidia. Wherever these conidia will fall, they will give rise to complete organisms, right? Okay. After that, we will go through this another type of asexual reproduction, that is plasmotomy. Plasmotomy is seen in multicellular protozoans. There are two examples we can take, Opelina and Pilomixa. These organisms are naturally multinucleate. What happens? Suppose this is an organism, this is naturally multinucleate. Suppose there are various nuclei. In normal conditions, what happens? Karyokinesis means division of nucleus is followed by cytokinesis. This is the normal condition. But what will happen here? Cytokinesis is followed by karyokinesis. Cytokinesis is followed by karyokinesis. Means first of all, cytoplasm will divide, then after the nucleus will divide. Suppose this is an organism having multinucleate structure, and it will divide to give rise to two organism with nucleus. Suppose it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 nuclei. It will divide to form 7. It's not necessary that it will give rise to equal number of nuclei. It can be less or it can be more. So this organism will grow and it will attain its again nucleus division, cytokinesis, nucleus division. It will regain its 14 number of nuclei. It will again regain its 14 number of nuclei. So with this organism will form after dividing will become a new organism. It is a type of binary fission only. But what is the difference in this plasmotomy and binary fission? In binary fission, karyokinesis is followed by cytokinesis, but in plasmotomy, cytokinesis is followed by karyokinesis. So this is our asexual reproduction types, and with this we are over with the asexual reproduction, and we have next another type of asexual reproduction in plants, that is vegetative propagation in plants. In our next video, we will start with the vegetative propagation